in.
That was Kesha TikTok here on Radio Hope, 1350 AM and online at www.radiohope.co.uk. We do apologise profusely for the delay there. Over 15 minutes late, but it was due to RCS, which is our music editor.
I said to the university, don't buy the station. It was Fisher Price, my first studio. Don't buy it, right?
Fisher Price.
Yeah, don't buy it. That's what this is.
Answer question one. Kind of. So yeah, the RCS, the music editor that we had, has gone up the wall basically. And I don't know if you probably remember a few minutes ago when we played our jingle, a rave from the 90s came in, which is it's not really the style we were going for. So that sort of threw me. But you are listening to us now. This is the mid-morning banter show with myself, Dale Grant, and Gino Lynch.
Hello, everybody.
This is our second week after last week's pilot. It is Friday the 11th of March. It's another beautiful day. Well, it's living on a prayer. No, well, it is not our fault. It is the RCS. It plays random tunes, so we don't know what's coming up.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of second guess. Yeah. You are listening to Radio Hope. Hopefully, we'll get this sorted out while you listen to this. But sit back, relax, and listen to the legend himself. It is Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. This is Radio Hope. Now, this is the part of the show where we look through the gutter press, as you coined it last week, Gino.
Oh, yes. So what have you got for me this week, Mr.
Well,
Jones?
I've got marmalade. I've got
marmalade? Just
marmalade.
That's it?
Yeah. Well.
Right.
Yeah. Well. All right. Well, I was gonna give you a list, and then you can choose.
Oh. I know that, but marmalade's not much of a headline, is it?
Well, no. They actually call it golden shred because the people at the Sun have wild, creative imaginations. Yeah. So that's golden shred tanked up. We've got here, keep your hair on, or croc.
Croc?
Yeah.
What
are you going to go for?
The marmalade.
Marmalade, okay, right, okay. So this is a golden shred. This is from the Sun. Now, listen to this. The best way to eat marmalade is on cold toast due to the contrast in texture, right? Fair enough. You might think, some weirdos might, do that as a a living maybe or a hobby maybe, people ring in and ask them what the best way to do it is. But this quote comes from Manchester Met University.
That's amazing.
It is.
I mean,
I
could have told them that myself.
Yeah, well, you would expect universities of that caliber to be sitting around trying to, develop a cure for cancer, or to find ways of, preventing global warming. But
everybody knows that. It's like saying they're coming up with the grass is a wee bit wet in the mornings because of dew.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a big science experiment on that. Everybody knows that. If you make toast and you put peanut butter on it, toast's going to get soggy. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a problem, but what are they investing all this money? And that's why students get a bad name.
I could understand maybe if it was if they were doing it on burnt toast, because apparently that can give you cancer, and I'd imagine I probably got that stat from the Manchester Met University as well.
Yeah. I wonder what sort of formulas they were using.
I wonder what sort of class they're in. The spreads and toast class or something.
Yeah. Well, I remember seeing a degree in pork pie before.
Right.
Pies and stuff you can do in a university. A course on pies.
I suppose it's not a million miles away from doing a course on the Beatles, really, is it?
Mm.
But yes, next up, we've got Tanked Up, right? So, listen to this. This is from the Daily Mirror this morning, right? This is what they're reporting on. Apparently, this is from Walseben in Germany. This is from Germany, this story.
Was that your German accent?
Yes. Booty driver Lisa Meurer, 41, I don't know what her age has got to do with anything, was arrested after she was seen filling her car boot with petrol at a service stop. I mean, most people are trying to save every little droplet of petrol because it's going through the roof.
Petrol.
I mean, I hope she had one of them little Mini Coopers because, you can fit a lot of petrol in a boot of a car.
That's pretty... I have never heard of anything like that before in my life.
But I don't think she was doing it, for storage purposes. I think she was doing it because she was hammered.
Yeah.
She was absolutely hammered.
She was a nutter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the German sense of humour is quite surreal, isn't it? Or maybe it's just... It's not surreal at all. Maybe they just don't have one. I don't know. But now the next story is keep your hair on, Jace. Now he's a celebrity or something from Dancing on Ice. I don't know, some reality show, BBC One, I think. But it's not really that grabbed me. It's the fact that now they're doing hair transplants. Now they do heart transplants.
What do you mean?
And
now?
they do what?
What do you mean now?
Well, it's only come out in the last few years, is it not?
No.
Hair transplants.
For ages.
Yeah, but they're called wigs.
No, hair transplants.
So what, do they use lasers or what?
No. What do you mean lasers? How are you going to laser hair into somebody's head?
So what, do they take the hair off some poor, unfortunate, now bald man and just stick it on someone else? Or do they take it off dead people? Or what do they do?
No, they have hair and they sort of sew it into the person's head. Jimmy White's got it. Jimmy White's had it for about 20 years.
I think John Travolta had it as well, well, I've seen a picture of him recently with a big, massive receding hairline that made headlines.
Yeah, Jimmy White has it. He was going really bald, and he looks well now.
Why do people do it though when it's obvious they've had one?
No, honestly, it doesn't. It's not obvious on Jimmy White because he was
obviously, if he was bald, right? If he was almost bald to begin with, and he comes to work the next day playing a bit of snooker with a full head of hair, people are going to wonder, because the only way you could change your hair is to cut it. You can't grow it, in the space of 24 hours.
It's the same now, which is handy, because I don't like going to the hairdressers. I have to go quite regular, because I have quite thick hair and that. But, look, Jimmy White, I was in a pub in Collihana with him. Right. And, he looked the part. The women still love him.
Well, I think it's mad. I mean, heart transplants, fair enough, but, just go out and buy a wig and don't go out in windy weather.
No, wigs look awful.
A man who found his legs jammed in a crocodile's mouth, right? Was obviously, I don't know what would have been going through his head, but he obviously thought, I'm screwed here, basically. Yeah. But along came a heavily intoxicated man who jumped into the river and saved him.
A lot of your stories are about drunks.
Yeah, well, I suppose you can't really have stories like this unless people are off their head, really, can you? Because you're not going to go, 15-foot crocodile, I'll go in there, do-do-do-do,
It comes back to the question, what are people doing with themselves these days? Why is a man fishing in a lake with his crocodiles? What's he hoping to catch?
I don't think they were his crocodiles.
But what's he hoping to catch? The crocodile's going to have all the stuff, eating all the stuff that he's hoping to catch. What's he hoping to catch? A crocodile? You know what I mean?
I don't know. You can catch God knows what in those waters, I'd imagine.
Don't mess with nature.
Well, up on the schedule, we were supposed to have How Bizarre. But once I press this big green button, Gino,
I can't wait to see what's coming up.
It could be anything. It's like a random jukebox, isn't it? I mean, anything could play here.
Lucky dip.
Here we go. It is How Bizarre! The system is back up and running, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls and those in between. Thank you very much for bearing with us there. I love this track. Only found it yesterday. Love it. Spotified it. I've got it on repeat.
Sweet singers in the front, cruising down the freeway in the hot, hot sun. Suddenly red blue lights flash us from behind.
Every time I look around, it's in my face. Ooh baby, it's making me crazy. It's making me crazy. Every time I look around, every time I look around, every time I look around, it's in my face.
Listeners to Radio Hope, which is on shuffle today. We don't know what's coming up.
Yeah.
Yes, this is 13:50am, and on the line at www.radiohope.co.uk. And this is the time in the show to go for Gino's Story of the Week.
Have you not made a jingle for that yet?
I tried to get in touch with Harry Hill, but he won't give me the rights.
Don't give you the rights?
No,
but you're still saying it anyway?
Yeah, and he said he'd make me bruise. He would know how to make me bruise, or where no one could see it, because he used to be a doctor. How did that work? Anyway, Gino, what is your story of the week this week?
This week's story of the week is titled No Fast Food Substitute. Fast food is...
Chickens.
It just keeps going. Keeps going forward, keeps expanding. The news this week is that Subway has surpassed McDonald's and has more restaurants opened worldwide than McDonald's. It currently now has 33,000 restaurants in 95 countries, compared to McDonald's' 32,000 stores worldwide.
Well, that's actually quite refreshing now that something is actually overtaken McDonald's and Burger King and all that rubbish, because I hate those places.
Why?
You know, you'll be out in town with your mates and they'll say, oh, look at that, and their tongue's hanging out. They're going, oh, I'd love to go in and get a McDonald's or Burger King. Why?
It just tastes nice.
No, it doesn't taste nice. It tastes rotten. And plus, you go in there and you look at the big screen in front of you and you see all these burgers sitting there, and they're massive, they're juicy, and you get it, and it's like something you would hoover up with the carpet. It's
like that's like that in every restaurant deal.
Every restaurant you go into. It is not. It is the fast food chain that put up big, appetizing, massive burgers.
So they do that in Indian restaurants.
And you get good portions in Indian restaurants. Fair enough, you pay quite a lot of money, but at least you get a good portion.
Indian food's a lot worse for you than McDonald's, like.
Well, here in McDonald's, you pay what is it now, £4 for a burger and a chip or whatever, and oh god, people say it's good value for money. Well, it's not.
It is. You can get like a burger for 79p.
It's not big though. It's tiny. I could eat one of them burgers in one chow.
Right. I tell you what. Right. The Guinness Book of World Records, 2 minutes. Right. 3 hamburgers someone had, and that's going full whack. I mean, this is the Guinness Book of Records.
I don't know how he did it. He probably had to see a psychotherapist for about 3 years.
Will we do that next week then? We'll try and get you into Guinness, just to see how, considering how you said it's so skimpy.
Did you not hear
eat 5.
Did you not hear about that fella in the news? I think it was his last year, and he did nothing but eat McDonald's, I think, for probably about 6 months, and he was hooked on the stuff. He was hooked.
Yeah, and that's because it's full of sugar.
Yeah, it's full of...
And salt.
For want of a better word.
So if you eat Indian food from morning, noon and night for a month... Right, it'll be a lot worse for you than McDonald's.
Photographer, right?
Yeah.
Bit of a weird photographer. Well, I suppose like when you do make a meal that you're proud of, the first thing inside your head is like, oh, I'll take a picture of this and show everyone how much of a Gordon Ramsay I am. But he got his living from this, right? Of taking pictures of the food they ate throughout the year. Yeah. And one of the food sources they ate was from I think it was McDonald's, right? Yeah. So he sat it there and he took pictures of it, over a period of time. Yeah. And I think about 3 or 4 months from down the line...
It grew legs?
No, no. It didn't change. It didn't change whatsoever. It didn't rot. There was not one bit of blue mould on it. It just stayed there. So you're basically eating plasticine with a bit of salt and a few ghibli bits thrown in from a half-cooked, half-baked animal.
This is all conjecture. This is all you making this up and copying people that other people have, copying stuff other people have said.
No, that was a news story. That was actually on BBC News. I would have you know, and if it's in BBC News, it's got to be worth telling. I didn't get it out of a column at the back of the Sun or anything.
So what's the difference between eating McDonald's and say you're famous as the smart price quiche that you would get for 79p out of Asda?
Yeah, well, they don't try and market that as something great. It's in a little green and white box, and the packaging's flimsy and all that.
It tastes like polystyrene.
Yeah, but you know what you're buying when you're going for that. You know you're not buying something that's really quality product. If you go into McDonald's, you're buying rubbish, but it's made to look like... Whoa, it's made to look like
clean.
Something,
it's hygienic.
Unearthly.
It tastes nice.
Clean and hygienic.
McDonald's, I would say, is the cleanest restaurant in the UK. I worked in one. They're as clean as a whistle.
Well, I'm surprised that particular one you were working in was as clean as a whistle, because every time I go into your room, I wouldn't like to eat off
my
the
room
carpet,
is
put it that way.
The cleanest room in our house, I think. But also, like that Asda Smart Price quiche, it just tastes exactly the same as lasagna. It tastes like polystyrene. There's no taste to it.
Well,
right? If you were starving on the street, and someone offered you McDonald's, would you eat it?
Of course I would. That's because I'm thinking of my life. I need to survive some way. I would eat cow manure to stay alive.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
No?
No. I told you about that last week.
Well, anyway, Subway. So you were talking about Subway. I mean, I don't have as great of hatred towards Subway as I do McDonald's and everything.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, well, the only one I can't make myself is the meatball marinara.
Yeah.
I can make all the rest of them.
But it sums up like the way we're going. Like it's we're all on the move. We need food on the go. It's just like factory food. It's it's a conveyor belt. You go in, you get your food straight out. Like Subway. It's such a commercial, such a great business model, and it's created jobs worldwide. I think it's fantastic, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed on the food and Subway, but I think it's great for.
It's just like getting a salt cellar and just nagging it. Just going, well, that's a bit of nutrition in there of some sort, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
A million grains of salt. Yeah. You're listening to Radio Hope, 1350 AM and online www.radiohope.co.uk. That was the story of the week. And now we're still on shuffle, so we don't know what's coming up next. So we're going to take potluck. Clearly not. Instead of playing a track, what we're going to do is we're going to play Jed and Ned's OK Adventure.
The second part. I've been waiting for this all week.
You might remember from last week, it was the pilot show, but now they are actually out of the car park and on an adventure. Oh. So enjoy this. This is Jed and Ned's OK Adventure here on Radio Hope.
Satan! And if I see you two in here again, I'll rip off your arms.
Well, that's just brilliant. We were only in there for 10 minutes and now we're chucked out. And it's entirely your fault.
My fault?
Yes! God, you were like a stupid dog on heat. You were staring her up like something like Steven Seagal in that film, A Dangerous Man.
You were the one who got us thrown out for slagging off Elvis.
How was I supposed to know he was an Elvis impersonator? He didn't even look like Elvis.
I've seen it, by the way.
What?
A Dangerous Man. It's D-O-N-G. Seagal has lost it.
Ah, shut up.
Can we go back now? I've a couple of frozen Sprouts here, so I do.
I know just the thing to warm you up. Some wine. Now go in there, get us a carry-out, and we'll sit up there in the park. Here's a tenner.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realise it was your birthday. What age are you, 12?
Sarcasm doesn't suit you, Ned, and neither does that hat. Go on. Good man yourself. What did you get?
Here, it's some sort of white wine. It's the only one they sold.
Perfect. Give me the first slug.
Here.
Oh my God! Ugh. This isn't wine, you big feckin' idiot. It's vegetable oil.
Oh, sorry.
You did this on purpose, you little rat, didn't you?
I swore I never.
You bloody did, you little swine.
Jed.
Don't even apologise. It's no use. You didn't even want to come out here, so you thought you'd spoil it for me.
Jed.
Shut up, Ned. I'm speaking.
Jed, I think you better turn around.
What? So you can wedge me? Ha! Honestly, you're the 12-year-old of thinking you're going to get away with that. Sweet mother of Moses.
Holy moly. We better see if they're all right.
Who drives a car into a bush?
An Australian?
Come on, let's get out of here.
We can't leave. What if he's hurt?
I saw a film like this once. The car crashed, the person begged for help, so this man, right, he comes to the woman's aid. Little does he know, she is a trained stunt woman who crashes more times than your porn-infested laptop.
So what did she need help for?
She didn't. She was also a trained fight arranger. So she got up and twisted his arm, held him by the throat, and said,
"Take me now."
"No, give me all your money now," is what she said. And the man had no choice.
Who was in it?
Sharon Stone, I think.
That was probably D-O-N-G. I still think we should help. I mean, there are two of us.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. After you.
Satan.
You're listening to Radio Hope, 1350 AM and online at www.radiohope.co.uk. We hope you liked the second episode there in that little sketch. Me and Gino were just talking there while that was on, that we're thinking of getting the equipment, taking it to a big dump site and setting it alight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You bring the paddle, I'll bring the matches.
Yeah. Or we could get that woman from Germany. She could do it.
Yeah, she could, yeah.
And then that's us off the hook.
She's handy with a nozzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
we could use our mobile phones or Facebook. Might as well.
Put up a video on it.
Broadcast.
Of us just methodically battering it with a hammer or something.
Yeah.
But the show must go on, and we are now talking about Stop or my mum will shoot!
Not Arnie again,
No. He comes from the same camp of vocal cords as Arnie.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's been known for the odd punch.
Dolph Lundgren.
No.
Van Damme.
No.
Seagal.
Let me think. Adrian!
My Hero.
No, not My Hero. That was the fellow out Father Ted, isn't it?
No, My Hero.
Oh, right. I see. Yes, of course it is the one and only Sylvester Stallone. Now, Sylvester Stallone, it's the same as Arnie, really. He's been known for a lot of classics.
Yeah.
Well, cheesy classics.
Cheesy classics. I mean, the first Rocky was a great film, and then he just turned into an action commercial 80s mongoloid.
Yeah, so... Well, basically, coming from the same sort of camp of not really, over-analysing films and just lying back with a bottle of Buckfast or a cup of coffee, whichever floats your boat, popcorn, and just escape into the wild and mad world of Sylvester Stallone.
Sitting back with a few tins and your mates and watching Cobra or something, one-liner, and you just like...
One-liner, head blows off.
You know what I thought, though? Like,
two-liner.
Do you ever think of this, right?
Hand blows off.
Why is it that only the really hard nuts get away with them sort of one-liners?
I don't know. I think it was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger that probably started it.
Yeah.
Because that sort of fed in from his personality as well. Because he loves his puns. Like, so I think Stallone sort of caught up on that, and then Lundgren and Van Damme and even Seagal
Seagal has made his career out of it, hasn't he?
That's the only good thing about
and
his
haircut.
Oh yeah,
He's great haircut.
His little ponytail that blows in the wind.
It's like Mr. Potato Head's haircut. It just looks like it, stuck onto his head, and he can change it for another one.
And he does look like, in Toy Story 3, or when his face is all rearranged. And that's how Seagal looks now when he's doing his films. The straight to DVD ones. Yeah. His face just looks like.
What do you mean the straight to DVD? They're all straight to DVD.
They're all straight to DVD. He hasn't done like a non-straight to DVD one since Under Siege 2, has he?
Well, he done one, and that was Machete.
Oh, On Deadly Ground with Michael Caine.
What was that?
Yeah, and he done a really corny speech at the end. He said,
We
must all pull together, and he's not American, is he? He's got a weird accent. I can't really. And yeah, like most of those kind of 80s, action flicks, it's very easy to put them into 10 seconds. Yes. I think.
Cliffhanger. Kill a few people, they call you a murderer. Kill a million, and you're a conqueror.
You're not gonna die. I'm out of here.
Rambo.
I was told it might be possible to rent your boat. We need to get upriver. That will help change people's lives.
I can't help you out.
Rocky.
I just want to say one thing to my wife who's home.
You know, you've got a big mouth. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Shut up, fool!
This is where the law
stops,
and I start.
I'll blow this whole place up!
Go ahead. I don't shot her.
Wow.
Woo! There you go. That's Stallone's movies in 10 seconds. Cobra being the best. I mean, this is where the law stops and I start. I mean, that's just classic. That's brilliant.
It's just one-liner. He turns one-liners in that film into an art. And them sunglasses he wears. I actually went on to eBay. I want a pair of them sunglasses. They're aviators that are about 9 inches thick.
That might hide your hungover, bloodshot eyes. Huh?
Excuse me.
But getting into the Rocky films. I mean, you've told me before that you've been up since about 4 o'clock in the morning, drinking Jack Daniel's straight and watching the Rocky series or individual movies. Actually, I mean, you skipped ones, didn't you? I mean, there must be some that are favourites and some that aren't, kind of thing.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you make me sound like a weirdo saying stuff like that. But it's just when something bad happens, well, not something bad, but if you're down, if you feel it, which isn't really regular for me.
Just get a bottle of JD. So if you're listening, if there's any depressed listeners there, just go get a bottle of JD and get very drunk. That's the promotional message given out by Radio Hope this morning.
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
The thing about it is, right, Rocky is like an inspirational type of story, and it's like the underdog story. It's a great story, great film. And then the later ones are like cheesy, but they get you, they just get you going again. Like Rocky 4, it shouldn't work, but it does work. Like he goes to Russia and pretty much ends the Cold War by himself. He's got Russians chanting Rocky's name, you know what I mean? Communists going Rocky. You couldn't beat it. Gets you in a good mood, gets you in a good spirit. You know, that's what it's all about. Like.
You never told me that you had a cameo in Rocky 3.
Yeah, I try to keep that under wraps.
You're very modest, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think this was in, this might be the director's cut.
Yeah, we were given access to this material, so this is a wee exclusive for the listeners.
So you would have been about maybe 3 when this was done. This is Gino in Rocky 3.
Look, Apollo, I've got a lot on at the minute.
It's not a game.
Yeah, I know that, but could you not at least proofread it and give me a guide, tell me where I'm going wrong with it?
This jump will kill you.
I've a few quotes in it as well, but the problem with that is I can't remember what books I got them from.
Come on, get your head on your shoulders, man.
You have no need to worry, Apollo, but I'm going to start it tomorrow because Rocky 3's on Channel 5 tonight and I want to see if he beats Mr. T. Haven't seen that one yet. But starting tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow!
Can I talk to you? I want to ask you something important and I want you to tell me the truth. Why'd you come here?
To see how other people live their lives, to make a name for myself, to get an education.
What's so bad? Tell me, what?
It's particularly this dissertation. I mean, I'm using words in this thing that I don't even know the meaning of.
Why don't you tell me the truth?
Like, the truth is, I've tasted the ice cream made from breast milk, and I'm ashamed of myself, all right? Is that good enough for you, Adrian? You're always at my back. You're always having a go at me, always winding me up.
It doesn't matter because you're the one that's got to settle it. Get rid of it. Because when all the smoke is cleared and everyone's through chanting your name, it's just going to be us. And you can't live like this. We can't live like this. Because it's going to bother you for the rest of your life. Look what it's doing to you now.
You're right, Adrian. There's more important things in life to ice cream and where it comes from, and who's to say what's wrong and right? I love you, Adrian. Adrian! Adrian! Adrian!
Yes, that was Gino's cameo there, and his voice hasn't really changed since he was about 3 years old. Because that would have come out in, 87, I think, would it have been? 88, maybe, but
it was 85, actually.
85. So you would have been still in the womb then. They must have done an ultrasound style, did they? So we don't really know what to do. We were going to play Panic by the Smiths.
Panic on the streets of London.
Yeah, that
Panic
one.
on the streets of
I don't know about you listeners, but I liked it a lot better when the Smiths sang that.
Well, you see, I was going to say, just, what's wrong with my singing? If they're not playing music, they want to hear some sort of singing or...
I think in that case, they'd probably rather have dead air.
So what about Charlie Sheen this week?
Ah, yes, of course. The man himself. That's what everyone's talking about.
Everybody is talking about it. Have you ever seen anything like this in your life?
Never. The man has gone from being, half-decent, credible actor to someone who is loop-to-loop, circling round the third moon of Jupiter.
But it's like, do you ever see like one of them old films, weird science fiction films, right? Where the real person goes missing and like an alien goes into like a new body and takes over him.
I can see him actually using that as an excuse further down the line. 2.5 little green men come down and took me away to the third moon on Jupiter. I mean, if we had enough listeners, there would probably be some science geek that would text in and go, actually, Jupiter only has 2 moons.
Yeah.
But we can say whatever we want, basically, because... Well, I would imagine.
Well, I know it's been your aim from the start to get the listeners into double figures.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. 11, maybe, I'd settle for.
And also, he's going to sue Warner Brothers for $100 million for firing him. Is he mad? Is he lost?
And he actually thinks that he's warning them. He's saying, you should do this out of court.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to win in court.
He's his own cookery show.
Yeah, online cookery show.
Yeah, or he drinks tiger's blood or something. What's he up to?
Yeah, he's probably, I don't know, he's probably drinking Delia Smith's urine or something.
Part of me loves listening to him, watching him, thinking, this is what it's all about. This is a pure character. He's just, sticking his two fingers up to the media. But the other part of me is saying, this isn't good. Like, this guy's losing the plot, and the media's just using him.
I think out of everything, I think this has to be the best quote that has come out in the last week or two. This is Charlie Sheen talking about his drug.
I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body.
Your children will weep over your exploded body?
Mental.
What kind of imagery is that?
Part of me wants to go and party with him, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be an experience of a lifetime. I probably wouldn't come back.
No, you'd probably be sectioned along with him.
Yeah.
Just for being with.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The two of us having a conversation about some interesting things.
Yeah.
Part of me, that's what I'm saying. Part of me thinks it's sad because this guy's losing the plot and people are just exploiting it. But the other part of me saying, this guy is brilliant.
Okay, well, we could discuss Charlie Sheen until the cows come home, I suppose. But basically, in a nutshell, he's a nut. Yeah. So, Gino, it's time for you to rant.
Uh-oh.
Here we sang. When something really gets on your nerves, it really makes you grind your teeth. Ever fear because Gino Lynch is here? He rants and raves with the aid of a beer. Gino's rants and raves.
Okay, we do apologise that Kesha did play earlier at the wrong time before RCS decided to just pack up completely. Yeah. But that did really get in your nerves when you heard it the other day, Gino, didn't it? The TikTok.
It got my nerves that you wanted to play it. That wasn't discussed in our meeting.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to, play with your head a bit.
Yeah, you love doing that. Thing about it is, it's basically the music industry. Having a wee rant about it. I think it's in a pretty dire state, to be honest.
Right. Dire straits?
Yeah. I mean, we're having the golden age now of free music where it's download. But where's it going to be in 10 years' time? Nobody's buying any music anymore.
Upload.
Yeah, but there's no money getting pumped into the music industry.
No.
Right? So, I think is music just going to die out? Is it? Well, people are obviously going to still play music. But, you know what I mean? But I mean, pop music and, like real pop stars. That you've got Lady Gaga at the minute who I think is fantastic. But apart from that, do you know what I mean? I remember back in the mid-90s, like the Oasis versus Blur singles, singles, battles, and you had real pop stars back then, and you had to sell like 500,000 records to get the number one. Now it's like 20,000 or something, and they're all downloads, and all the chart music, it's rubbish now. Yeah. It really is bad.
Well, yeah.
Most of it is. This example here of just how the way society is just bowing down to not even showing any sort of sign of intelligence when they buy music. I was working one time, right, and this song by Kesha came on TikTok and had a wee boogie because I like a wee boogie when I work, behind the bar and all. Had a wee boogie, and I thought, when I go home, I'll listen to this track. So I stick on YouTube. So I stuck on YouTube, listened to it, and I was horrified. I was horrified by some of the things that came out of this woman's mouth. Right? First line, wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. What's that mean?
I don't know.
That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feeling like P. Diddy. What?
How does P. Diddy feel?
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Well, that's what you were doing while you were watching Rocky 3 at 4:30 during the Christmas holidays.
Here's the best bit, though, which really is pants. Ain't got a cure in the world, but got plenty of beer. Ain't got no money in my pocket, but I'm already here. That's like something a 3-year-old comes up with in primary school to rhyme words. Look, Mummy, I can get words to rhyme together. Aren't they brilliant?
When you're ever at a house party or something, just look over to the corner and Kesha will just appear like I don't know, in an orb or something. She doesn't need taxis or anything.
It gets worse though. Now the dudes are lining up because they got here with swagger. But we kick them to the curb unless they look like Mick Jagger. Now that is pants, right? For a kick-off, right? If you're a woman, why would you want a man who looks like Mick Jagger to be anywhere near you? Right, Mick Jagger looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. All right?
We've actually got a text in.
Oh.
Yeah, we do. We actually have a text in saying, actually, Jupiter has 7 moons.
And who would that be from?
That is from Ian Carroll. From Drummond in Newry.
Oh, we have a listener from Newry.
We do, yeah.
So we're international, folks.
Oh, we're across the foam, yes.
But
7 moons.
Going back to that, you know what I mean? Anything, and I could come up with something off the top of my head. Like, for example, walking down the street, it's pretty hazy. Oh my God, he looks like Patrick Swayze. That's better. You know what I mean? That's even better than this nonsense, right? And then here we go. I'm talking.
Patrick Swayze's dead.
Yeah, I know that, but in his prime, you know what I mean? He was a good-looking lad, right? Next line. I'm talking about everybody getting crunk. Boys trying to touch my junk. Right? Now,
we're going into
Kesha,
uncharted territory here now.
if you're coming out with nonsense like that, keep your junk to yourself, love. I do not want a bit of your junk, right? Sitting in my hotel room, feeling pretty nervous. There's a knock at the door. I'm hoping it's you, but it was room service. Pants. Absolute garbage. Get out of my window and don't come back.
She was probably staying in the Hilton when she wrote that, but I would imagine in probably a few months' time she'll be in the Premier Inn.
Who's that?
Kesha.
Yeah.
This has been Dale Grant and Gino Lynch. Mid-morning banter.